Hello and welcome to our channel. In this particular video, we are going to derive conservation of momentum in differential conservative form, which is actually Euler's equation, Euler's approach to derive conservation of momentum. The conservation law and all that, those principles were already covered in earlier video. So from conservation law, momentum in this case being a vector quantity, we need to use along any direction the vector form of conservation law, that is d dt of phi bar is equals to momentum flux which is coming in minus momentum flux which is going out from the differential fluid element plus volumetric sources of momentum plus the sources from the surface side of momentum. So let us call this as equation 1. Now since momentum we already know is a product of mass times velocity, we can write this entity phi bar which we need to conserve as mass times velocity and can be rewritten as density times velocity multiplied by v, which is going to be volume of fluid element. So let us call these equations with numbers. If we compare now the left hand side of equation 1, which is d dt of phi bar, this can be formulated along respective directions with v bar components, that is velocity components. On the right hand side of this equation 1, the first term is momentum flux. So we already have studied that fluxes usually are of two kinds. First is convective contribution, convective flux. In this case it is going to be tensor quantity, we have already deduced this, and the second is diffusive flux. So this is also a tensorial quantity. So I need to note that for a vector quantity, fluxes are going to be always tensor, second order tensors to be precise. So we also have noted that this diffusive component is present only in chemically reacting fluids. So in this formulation we are going to ignore this component, which can be obtained or deduced from Fick's law of diffusion. So let us write down Fc, which we have already wrote in vector form. So phi bar times velocity, the convection part, and for momentum convective flux, Fc becomes rho v bar into v bar. So we already have noted this product, which is titled as dyadic product, and in integral form we already have noted the convention for that. So this is basically nothing but all three components of velocity u, v, w multiplied by same components, and the product is u squared uv uw, then vu v squared vw, similarly wu wv and w squared. So that is what dyadic terms actually means. So this first row in this equation stands for x direction, second is y, and third is z direction. So we need to note that while formulating convective fluxes we need to use these components. Okay, so let us try to formulate now momentum along x direction. So the left hand side of equation 1, which is d phi dt, from equation we can use this as localized term, which is d dt partial over partial t of rho u component along x direction, because v will be u component along x direction, and multiplied by volume, multiplied by volume. So let us this be sixth equation. Now consider, to calculate this dv, a differential fluid element which is fixed in space. Now there is a reason why we are considering this fixed in space, because in most of the text the fixed in space stands for conservative form, also known as Eulerian approach, is not covered in most of the text. What they have covered is in Lagrangian form, that is non-conservative form deduced first, and then they have converted that into conservative form. So we are trying this with Eulerian approach itself. So let us sketch the fluid element which is differential in nature and try to mark all the faces on that, which we already have covered during conservation of mass. So you please go through that, and let this be a oriented coordinate system of right hand coordinate system, which is stands for x, y and z. So now let us try to sketch the convective flux. So these being dx, dy and dz, these are lengths of the differential element which is fixed in space, and let us try to mark the convective flux contributions coming along different directions. So let this be rho u x flux coming along x direction on x plane, multiplied by area of that face, which is dy dz. So this is flux along x plus dx multiplied by the same area. So now let us try to mark the flux which is going along y direction. So from the back face it comes in, and from the front face it goes out. So this is rho uv, kindly note the component, y plus dy multiplied by area, which is dx dz. Similarly this is rho uv y at face y dx dz. Similarly on the top and bottom we have contributions along z directions, which are along w, rho uw at z at bottom plane, and similarly at upper surface we have z plus dz multiplied by dx dy, which is area of face. So let us now try to formulate the flux contribution which is along x direction first. So we have already noted that this component is tensorial. So fcx is fcx in minus fcx out, and so let us call this equation as 7th. Okay, so this component from the left side we have rho u squared dy dz minus rho u squared plus ddx of rho u squared dx into dy dz, plus now contribution along y direction, which is rho uv into dx dz, which is the area of that surface, minus rho uv plus partial over partial y of into dy into area. So plus contribution along z direction of rho u, so that is dx dy, and partial over partial z of this rate multiplied by dz and multiplied by area. So let us, as already explained in earlier videos, that these square bracket terms are actually deduced from Taylor series. So let us try to write down the terms which are left. So first two terms will cancel out from that, this similar way along y direction and along z direction. After cancelling those terms we will have these terms, partial over partial y multiplied by volume of that element, actually partial over partial 0 uw into dx dy dz. So let us call this as 9th equation. So that formulates convective flux along x direction. So that completes our two terms on the RHS. So now we are talking about volumetric sources, which is third term in the equation 1. Volumetric sources of momentum usually are nothing but body forces. So forces which are distributed across or throughout the body. For example, like gravity, electromagnetic forces, even Coriolis effects, etc. So generally, while modeling these forces, we consider their part as force per unit time, a force per unit of mass. So this component can be written as density times rho Fg along x into dx dy dz. So naturally we are trying to model gravity force. We are ignoring all other parts. So then surface sources are of momentum are actually the surface forces. So forces which act through surfaces. These are of kind pressure and forces by virtue of viscous stresses. Similarly, forces by virtue of normal stresses, which will tug, squeeze or pull the fluid element along x direction in this case particularly. So let us try to resketch that fluid element again and try to plot all the force components now by virtue of all these pressure, viscous and normal stress components. So let these be x, y, z. So we are not going to mark the lengths, we already know them. So here directly we will plot or sketch the contributing parts. So this is going to be pressure, so needs to be compressive. So P at x face, which is on left face, multiplied by area dy dz. Similarly on the right we have P at x plus dx multiplied by same area dy dz. Now we have the normal force components along x direction, so from the left as well as on the right. So on the left at x, and this is at x plus dx, tau xx at x plus dx dy dz. So similarly the shear components on the front face and on the back face. Okay, so on the back face and similarly on the top and bottom, which are directed along x and on z basis. So this is going to be tau yx at y plus dy face multiplied by area dx dz. Similarly on the back side we have tau yx at face y multiplied by dx dz. On the bottom and on the top we have tau zx at z and multiplied by dx dy, which is the area of that bottom face. Similarly on the top face we have tau zx at z plus dz multiplied by area, which is dx dy. So now all these are surface component forces. So try to now summarize all of them. Net force along x direction by virtue of all these forces is going to be Fx is equals to Fx in minus force going out. So the contribution from the pressure side dx dy dz, we already know the phases, so we'll quickly write them. From Taylor series, this component can be p plus dp dx into dx multiplied by dy dz. Same is for normal component, which is shear stress. Area is going to remain same, a normal force, normal stress. So that left being negative phase, we are marking this as negative quantity, kindly note this, plus now tau xx plus by Taylor series, this is rate of that along x direction multiplied by dy dz. Again, so next component yx is also negative on the face, and then this is positive component directed along positive x direction multiplied by dx dz. So again minus, so let us change this scheme so that it will be in sync with our diagram. Okay, so tau zx is dx dy plus again Taylor's series component ddz of tau zx into dz multiplied by dx dy. So again, by cancelling all the terms which are like terms in this equation, so this is 11th, 12th, so we can directly write down the net force Fx is going to be negative pressure gradient, which is dp dx, multiplied by volume of that element dx dy dz, plus normal stress component, which is tau xx, the gradient along x, and again volume, so d dy of tau yx multiplied by dx dy dz, plus d dz of tau zx multiplied by dx dy dz. So that is 13th equation. Now we need to substitute all the terms which we have formulated into actual governing equation, which was the vector form of that. So let us highlight these equations which we are going to use. So 6th one and this 9th one, okay, along with this 10th equation, which is a body force component, and we need to substitute it as it is along x direction. So 6, 9, then 10, and then this last component, which is 13th in equation 1. So let us highlight this force component as well, and we are going to substitute it as it is. Okay, so we have on the left side, which is d dt of rho u multiplied by dv. We are directly writing this as dv instead of dx dy dz. So pressure gradient along convective flux along x direction, then rho uv dv minus d dz of rho uw multiplied by dv. Now pressure gradient dp dx dv. Now shear stress, normal stress component first, tau xx dv plus d dy of tau yx plus partial over partial z of tau zx multiplied by dv, plus body force, which is rho times fgx into dv. So this is going to be equation 14. So since dv is common on both sides, let us divide by volume of fluid element, which is dv, on both sides, and rearrange the entire equation by taking convective flux on the left side so that they will become positive. So now we can have final form d dt of rho u plus partial over partial x of rho u squared plus partial over partial y of rho uv plus partial over partial z of rho uw is equals to negative pressure gradient plus normal stress component tau xx plus partial over partial y of tau yx plus partial over partial z of tau zx plus body force, which is rho fgx. And this is going to be the final equation of momentum along x direction without substituting the shear stress terms. Okay, so the way we have formulated this, similarly we can directly write analogically by looking at equation 15 along y direction. Momentum equation along y direction can be written as, so we have d dt of rho v now along y direction plus d dx of rho vu plus partial over partial y of rho v squared plus partial over partial z of rho vw is equals to negative pressure gradient along y direction plus tau xy d dx plus normal component along y direction plus shear component along y direction of z contribution plus rho into fgy. So that is the total momentum term along y direction. Okay, so similarly we can prove that along z direction we can have the components such as d dt of partial over partial t of rho w plus partial over partial x of rho w u plus partial over partial y of rho w v plus partial over partial z of rho w squared is equals to negative pressure gradient along z direction plus partial over partial x of tau x z plus partial over partial y of tau y z plus partial over partial z of tau z z, which is normal component, plus body force rho fgz if there is any. So this completes the z directional momentum equation. So in short, these completes all the possible equations along xyz. Also we need to note here that shear stress components which we have already obtained in case of conservation of momentum in integral form, so by Saint-Venant theorem, also known as Stokes theorem, we already have for homogeneous and Newtonian fluids the shear stress components are defined. You can go through that video so that you can completely understand how the representation is in tensorial form. So tau ij is mu dvz dxi plus dvi xj plus lambda times divergence of velocity multiplied by delta ij, which is Kronecker delta. If I is equals to j, then only it is present, otherwise it is 0. So where mu is molecular viscosity, which while experimenting Stokes used, also known as dynamic viscosity because of molecular interactions, and lambda is called as second coefficient of viscosity. They are related for Newtonian kind of fluids by the ratio lambda is equals to negative 2/3 of mu. You can obtain all these shear stress terms and can substitute into the xyz equations, and that completes the formulation. Okay, so you can go through our integral form and that completes the equation. Okay, thank you.